Hi, welcome back to the Natasha No Show. I'm your host, Natasha P. Knows. Our next guest is a duet group who use music to overcome many obstacles and inspire others. Please welcome Tizy and Shantal Marie of the group HerStory.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can't stop thinking so much. With you, I just can't get enough. I'm so caught, I feel ridiculous. There's something in your touch that makes me wanna just ooh, I wanna get with you. Ooh, and at the end of the day, I wanna hear you say, hey, stay with me, baby. Get with me, baby. Ooh, can't get enough, can't get enough of you, baby. I wanna touch, I wanna love, do anything to drive you crazy. I like to know just how you feel on top of me. Make me do things that you want. Take what you need and do it all again. We're up. Am I giving you enough? Ooh, baby. I can't sleep. All I can see it's you on top. Why you riding me? You fucked up my mind's sanity. It's like some kind of drug that I can never leave. Ooh, I wanna get with you. Ooh, and at the end of the day, I wanna hear you say, hey, stay with me, baby. Get with me, baby. Ooh, can't get enough, can't get enough of you, baby. I wanna touch, I wanna love, do anything to drive you crazy. I like to know just how you feel on top of me. Make me do things that you want. Take what you need and do it all again real rough. Am I giving you enough? Oh, baby. Yeah. Ooh. Your hands in my waist, I can feel it now. Your lips in my mouth, I can taste it right now. Ooh, baby, no one can do me like you do. Ooh, just you. Can't get enough. Can't get enough of you, baby. I wanna touch, I wanna love, do anything to drive you crazy. I like to know just how you feel on top of me. Make me do things that you want. Take what you need and do it all again real rough. Am I giving you enough? Oh, baby. Yeah. Oh, baby. Yeah. Oh, baby.
Yep. Oh, you ladies, they so rocked out, right? Thank you. You ladies sound awesome. Like I can't wait. I'm a hugger. I'm so. Hi, welcome back to the Natasha No Show. I'm your host, Natasha P. Knows. Today's guest, I have a duet group who uses music to inspire and overcome many obstacles through their music as well. Please help me in welcoming Tizy and Shantal Marie as HerStory. Yeah, I know. I usually clap too, so that's okay. It's like already in your mind, right? So, again, welcome to the Natasha No Show. I'm glad to have you. Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. So, you just performed. You had like a wonderful, wonderful performance. It was acoustic and things like that. So tell us what you're currently working on. Like how are you and what are you currently working on?
I guess.
Want to start? Oh, okay. So we are great. Actually, we're working on our EP slowly. We came out with "Get With You" a couple of months back in November, and it went really well for our very first kind of entrance to the world. But we're now working slowly on getting everything else out, so you can see a little bit more versatility on what we can bring out. So we're very excited. Slowly, but it'll come out very soon.
Yeah, we're pretty much babies to the industry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Like, what inspired you all to become singers and performers?
I mean, me personally, because I can't answer for Tizy, but I've always, I was self-taught guitar and piano player since I was 14. So I've always, been playing on my own, or anytime I meet somebody like a rapper or anybody, I'm always eager, like, oh, let's improvise. And I love to put people on the spot. So for me, it was just like it just came naturally, at least in the instrument sense. Because Tizy over here, she's the songwriter. I compose, but she's the one that brings the stories really to life with all her lyrics and her storytelling. So I guess she could say.
Why I got inspired to do music. I was always into the arts, I guess you can say. My dad was really musical, and I think my whole family really liked music. But for me, it was more of my way of escaping and my way of connecting to people. So in regards to just songwriting and just lyrics itself, like for me, poetry was big. Songwriting, just writing in general, was something that I really connected with. And Shantal really brought me out to put that out in the forefront, because before I was just doing it by myself and kind of just keeping that in instead of showing it to people, because I always had a fear with singing in front of people and being judged, because I always was like my worst critic when it came to music. But ever since she kind of came into my life, I just took it more seriously, and I was just more open to showing what I had, and it came out pretty good. So let's hope it keeps going.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Thank you. It's like we're playing musical microphone. No, but okay. Well, that sounds wonderful. I mean, as far as like what inspired you all to get into singing and things like that, and then Tizy, you say how much Chantel has inspired you even more, and it you can tell through your music, through your performance and things like that, how it's so in sync. Like, cause the performance like just blew me away, cause it was acoustic. You're so welcome, and it's like the way it sounded was like so melodic. So in harmony, in tune. Oh, thank you. But so being that you both are a couple, for those who don't know, yeah, yeah. So can you tell us some of the struggles that you all have encountered, being with your friends, your family, being that you're open couple, you're in the public, you're in the music industry, and you don't mind sharing that and being like self-expressive. So can you tell us like a little bit, maybe some struggles, if any, that you have faced that can maybe help other people that may be experiencing similar?
I mean, we're each gonna have different answers. As far as me personally, I've been very blessed in the sense that I was born and raised in Dominican Republic. I wasn't, I'm not from America, and I come from obviously a very traditional type of mindset. So my worry growing up as a kid was always like, oh my God, what's my family gonna think? That was always a big worry, because I've known I was a lesbian since I was like 5. Like, it has never been a question of what I am. It's more a question of what are people going to think of me. And I was very blessed that my family was very loving and very accepting, even though we're from a different culture that doesn't normally accept that. And also I came here almost getting into my teenage years, and I was able to grow up in New York City, which is, a state obviously compared if you go to other states, it's more accepting of not just different sexualities, but yes, it's very diverse and is more accepting. So I haven't had to personally deal with, at least that I know of, any sort of like direct discrimination or anything like that. I would say it was more a struggle within myself, being afraid of what, particularly what the people closest to me would think of me. I could give, you know, what other people think about me. It's only like.
So would you say, if I may ask, would you say that your family is more accepting now versus before, early on when you
I mean,
came out, or?
at first it was like they were never like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you?"
Well, let me back up. I said came out. That's another
Well,
thing. I don't like saying that because what is came out or come out? You know, I just caught myself in that moment. You know, I think that's a little bit. Me personally, I'm saying I think it could be a little bit degrading because, like, say for instance, no one is going to refer to me going
like,
to the mail as, oh yeah,
yeah,
you're
you
coming
can't.
out.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Um,
How do you feel towards people that are in that mindset and unknowingly? Because I just kind of just, you know, it wasn't purpose. You know,
to me,
purpose.
again, to me personally, because everybody has a different perspective, and I can't answer for somebody else. It's a lot of ignorance in a way, because it's like you think a person is one way until you see them, or not even see them. The better term would be until you know someone who is that way, because unlike skin color, sexuality is something you don't see. So until you know, it's very different. I had to come out twice actually, because when I first found out what the word gay meant, I was like 5 or 6 maybe, and I was so excited because I was finally able to kind of describe what I was, or like put a label on it in a way, which is also, you know, something I'm not a fan of labels. But as a kid, I was like, oh, so this is what that is, because I'd always had crushes on little girls. And I told my mom. My mom, is not that she was like negative about it, but obviously a 6-year-old coming up to you saying I'm gay, she was like, oh my God, like, we need to get you to therapy, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what I said at the time to kind of like derail her from that, because immediately her facial expression was like negative. Like, what I am is not good. So I kind of went back in, as you would say, and I had to come out again officially when I was 19. You know, because as you get older, you grow those anxieties of.
You start to understand your body, your mindset changes.
Also, the particular anxiety of people like, oh, you don't have a boyfriend.
Right.
Or you think, am I gonna have to get married to pretend? Am I gonna have to do this just to pass? So it gets really bad. But I guess Tizy could say her side of the story, because for her it's a little different than for me.
Yeah, well, I guess my story, I'm not going to say a really long story, but what I could say, because we have our music, it'll come out soon enough. But what I could say about why her story is so important to me and why this is something that can change a lot is because of that specific thing. Like, why is there a need to come out? Why is there a need to explain that you like girls or you like guys or anything? We're all the same. And that's what we want to bring out in our music. That's why her story is so personal to me and to her, because I feel like we're creating an avenue for, not saying that there's not a lot of other people that are going to do that as well, but we're creating a platform for people to feel like they can be whoever they want and they don't need to come out anymore. I would hope that we're a little part of that, because yes, I've gone through a different story that she has, and I went through a lot of back and forth, so trying to figure myself out and dating people that were not right for me. But that's everybody, you know, and that's what I would hope to bring as a message, that no matter if you're gay, straight, black, white, whatever it is that you are, we are all going through that transition, trying to figure out who we are. And that's just who we are. We're all human. So I would hope that even though it's not going to answer my story of how I came out, I would like to be just known as a human, just like everyone else. So,
This is my new thing. Life
Yeah.
is a journey. It's not a race.
no.
And a lot of, like, many times, like us growing up, we're told by our parents or whoever raises us, you know, at the time that, okay, by the time you're 18, you should be out of the house, you should be in college. Like, they already set, like, in our minds where we're supposed to be, you
Yeah.
know, at a certain age. And
Right.
we go through life, or we grow through life, thinking that, okay, if we're not there, then we
You're a
will
failure.
fail.
That's
Yes.
so true.
Like you said, we have an identity, you know, issue at the time, like trying to just fit into that little box that other people are kind of like putting us in. You know? That's why I said 2018, the box is destroyed. I
should,
no
yes.
longer have a box. So
Because everybody's different.
Yeah.
Even something as simple as exercise.
yeah,
You know, if we both start, let's say we go work out together, I'm gonna be in a different level. Oh, if we both start, let's go. We go jogging. I may run faster than you,
right.
only because many other reasons as to why I may be faster than you, but it doesn't mean you can't get there.
Right.
You know, there's people, I think J.K. Rowling, she wrote Harry Potter when she was, I think, in her late 30s, you know, and before that, I think she was living on welfare. Don't quote me on that, but I know she wasn't doing very well.
You're right. She had some issues.
And people are like, oh, by, I would say, 25, you should have your life together, you should start getting married, all that stuff. No, if you're blessed enough that by then you're set,
Right.
great for you, but everybody else is different. And then I should.
So, yeah, thank you. I'll just hold it, and maybe it's a little easier. So, okay, Shantal, you said that you composed the songs and things like that.
Mhm.
So, can you kind of, and then Tizy, you sing and you write some of the songs and things like that. So, give us an idea, like walk viewers through your feelings before you create your masterpiece, like before you create a song.
They're all different. That's why it's so important to make. Okay, not saying that other artists are not great artists because they have other people making their stuff, but that's why I feel like it's such a great thing when artists create their own stuff, because it's like as if you're creating a child. You're creating something so personal to you. So for me with the songwriting, it almost feels like I can go back in time every time I sing the song, because I remember the day that I wrote it, the feeling that I had, the person that I wrote it about. So every song that I've ever written has been different. Get With You, it just came about, like I gave her the phone because she recorded off my phone. She made the beat and I was like, I can write to it. And then that whole day I spent myself locked up in a room writing the song, and I came up with it. Sometimes I can come up with a song in 5 minutes. Sometimes it could take me months. But I like to make sure that with everything that I write, everything that I make has something personal to me, because that way I'm not just connecting people to just a song that sounds good, but something that's connecting them to me. So, yeah, that's a little bit of what I can do.
But that's what music does also for a lot of people, because even if you don't write your own song, I know if I go through my iPod or my playlist, I'm going to listen to songs I remember, I remember when I heard this. Like I was going through this during that time.
Right.
Like it just puts you back. And I think for us it's also kind of unique that we get to kind of keep a record of our relationship in a way, because her inspiration comes from what we're going through also, aside from other aspects of her life. For me, as far as composing, is usually like,
Do you have a ritual that you kind of put yourself in,
no, I mean for me is she comes to me like, because she's way quicker than me at like coming up with songs. Like she'll be at work and like write something on a post-it, and she'll have the melody in her head, and I'll just listen to whatever she did and try to like emulate it in a way or something like that. Or like the very first song we did together, which was actually before we were even HerStory. That's when I found out about her songwriting. She told me about it, but she never showed me. So one day, kind of guess God or whoever put something in me. I got inspired, and I'd say I did the most beautiful piano piece I've ever done. And she loved it, and she's like, let me write to that. And then when I heard what she wrote, I immediately became her number one fan. I'm like, oh my God, like you can really write. You know, some people say I can, and then you hear it and it's like, eh. But for her, with her, what she like, it's just so much behind what she says and what she writes. Like, I love it. Definitely, to me, the best songwriters are the people who really put you through a story and it really connect with your emotions.
Hi, welcome back to the Natasha Knows Show. I'm your host, Natasha Knows, and today I have a duet group, HerStory. Yes, and they're telling us all about their story, which is a beautiful, beautiful story. Beautiful group, inside and out, and the vibration and the vibes are so like out of this world. So yeah, we definitely do. We connect. So tell us who your favorite artists are, male and female.
I'll let Tizy go first.
Favorite artists. I have a lot, but my two favorite, the ones that have inspired me the most, has been Mary J. Blige and Michael Jackson. I love the way that Michael has created his story and just he's brought people to life with his music, and his music videos are just outstanding, and I take a lot from his storytelling. And Mary J. Blige has just gotten me through everything. Like all her songs just are so powerful, and you can connect to her like as if you're having a conversation, like I'm talking to you. And that's exactly how I would want to bring my music out. So they both have been the biggest like pushers to get me to do this. So those two.
For me, it's a little bit different. Un poquito. Well, yeah, because I obviously, I love artists like Mary J. Blige and Michael Jackson. You know, they set very high standards. But I'm also, me particularly, I'm a very big fan of, like, the big performers. Michael, obviously, number one. But right now, somebody that's been inspiring me for a long time has been Bruno Mars. Ever since before everybody was like a big, oh my God, Bruno Mars. Like he's my first concert that I ever went to, and I think the guy is a genius in a way. Because he's been doing this since he could walk, pretty much, you know? And as far as female artists, there's so many. One that I admire a lot that it would probably be J-Lo. Her work ethic, I just think, and she stands, you know, so much for Latina women. Like, I just think she's amazing.
She definitely reps her culture.
Yeah, like,
And I love that about her too.
people don't give her enough credit.
Yeah, that's true.
Because dancing like she does and keeping the note.
And heels.
Yeah, like that's you could barely run and walk and I mean run and sing or talk or anything like that. Like, so I look up to her for her work ethic and all that stuff.
She's still in the game strong.
I would say stronger than she was before.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when she had the babies, she was like away for a bit, and she came back to kill it.
Yeah, that's true. So, lastly, no, hold the mic.
Sorry.
I'm gonna ask you, what's next for her story? Like, how can we follow you on social media? Tell us all of your social media sites.
As far as our social media, we have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I believe even the YouTube page. You could just go at Duo, DUO, HerStory, just as you hear it. And you can find our single, and you will see like all the links to where you can get in, and also the music video. Is song.link / her get with you. I was gonna say her story, so let me say that again. Song.link / get with you.
Okay, gotcha. Any words of advice that you can tell listeners before we let you go?
Words of advice.
Yeah, anything. Words of advice about life, how to become a singer, you know, how to form a group and be.
How to become a singer, from my standpoint, just go for it. My aunt used to always say, don't worry, be happy. So don't worry too much. Just go for what you love. And if you're inspired by it, someone else is going to catch on. If it's meant to be, it'll be. So just go for your dreams, and trust me, it's meant to be because it's there. So just got to bring it out.
Yeah.
And that's all I could say.
And I would say, kind of to complement what she said, it's just get rid of all expectations and stop worrying about what people are going to think of you, whether it's in music, whether it's in your own personal life, whatever it is. If you're worried about, what was that picture that was popular during the Olympics? Like you saw Michael Phelps and the other guy. Michael Phelps is just literally just focusing on his goal, while the guy that's in second place is looking at him.
I know, I remember that.
So you see, you wasting time focusing on other people.
Like within like
By
a couple of seconds.
milliseconds, maybe, I don't know. But it's the same with everything. Like, why are you on Instagram or on social media looking at what other people are doing? Let them be happy, whatever they're doing, let them be. Focus on you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much to HerStory for being on the Natacha No Show. I would love to have you back as guests, especially when you blow up. You can't forget about the little show. Well, we're both going to stay in contact, definitely. Well, again, yes, definitely. Thank you again for being on the Natacha No Show.